Okay, my friends. Today we are going to talk about shapes. Now, you might be thinking, Teacher Jen, I already know all my shapes. And that's great. We're going to learn some more shapes today. So I have some items. When you came to school today, near our discovery area, you probably saw some items that usually aren't in our classroom. So I had this box of Annie's mac and cheese. I had a bar of soap, some oatmeal, our classroom dice, and a smaller version of that. And I borrowed my nephew's awesome basketball that we play hoops with a lot. So I have that. So we're going to look at these items. Oh, and the other item I have is this toilet paper tube. So we're going to look at these different items and talk about the shapes that we see in these items and then learn some new ways to describe them. So let's start with this. So if I show you this, what shape do you see? So the dots don't really matter, just the shape itself. Do you think of a circle? You might, because the dots are circles. If you weren't looking at the circle, what shape do you notice? Is it a triangle? A square? If you guess square, that's the shape that we see right here. If we turn it, square, and circles in the middle, but square. All right, let's look at, we'll go to Annie's mac and cheese because that's making me hungry for lunch. So we're going to look at this shape. What shape do you see? I hear macaroni in it. So this shape, is it a triangle? Is it a square? Is it a circle? Is it a rectangle? If I turn it this way, does it help you guess? So this shape is a rectangle. So we see a rectangle if we turn it this way. If we turn it this way, still a rectangle. Now, if we turn the Annie's mac and cheese box this way, I see another rectangle. If I turn it this way, I see another rectangle. There are rectangles all over this Annie's mac and cheese box. The same with the soap, right? So we see rectangle. If we turn it, rectangle. If we turn it, rectangle. All right, so now let's look at our oatmeal box. Okay, so I'm gonna start this way. So what shape do you notice on this oatmeal box? You can see the oatmeal inside of it. So is it a, let's see, is it a rectangle? Is it a square? Is it a triangle? Or is it a circle? A circle. Okay. Some of you might be like, Teacher Jen, come on. Okay. I know, we're getting there. Here's another circle. So these, while we see shapes on these objects are also shapes. Here we go. Let's start back with the dice. So this shape with the squares is also called a cube. So this shape is a cube. What makes it a cube is that it's three-dimensional. So if I were to draw, let's see, I'm gonna get my markers. I'll try to do it high up on the paper so you can still see. If I were to draw a square on this piece of paper, it's a square. But if the square becomes an object I can hold in my hand like this with different sides, it becomes a cube. So, two-dimensional, three-dimensional. How about the toilet paper tube and the oatmeal box? One's big, one's small, but they're still the same type of shape. Got circles on each end, and this shape is also called a cylinder. Cylinder. So there are lots of different shapes in your home. You might look in your cabinet and find an oatmeal box or other items that look like a cylinder. Maybe a can of soup or other things like that. Maybe a marker reminds you of a cylinder, has a circle on one side, circle on the other, connected by a tube. Maybe you can find other cube shapes in your house, or a sphere, circle all around. So look around your house and see if you can find some of these three-dimensional shapes.